Tuesday, and I actually started this vlog at the doctor's office. Hello there, people of the internet. It is, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, my doctor's office was like super on time today, and so I was literally only in the office, like in my room by myself for maybe a minute, not even, because I grabbed the camera out as soon as the nurse left and said, you know, oh, the midwife, because I met with the midwife today, will be in soon. So basically that was why I didn't end up recording while I was out like I had planned to. My appointment went well. She said that Aerilee is super, super low, but she didn't like say that meant that she was gonna come early or anything like that. But she did say like when she felt, which is why I really like meeting with the midwife, because the obstetricians are great. I really like the entire practice, but she always says like exactly how the baby is positioned, because she can just tell from feeling, and so she always says that. And so that's why I like meeting with her. But she said that she was really low, like as soon as she felt, she's like the head is really low. And her back is up here and then her feet are over here. So, but everything's going good. Her heart rate though was like 170 something, and the nurse was like, did you drink or eat something that would make her like just kind of rambunctious or something? And I was like, no. Like before I came, I had cheese stick and a fruit snack, which is like a blood sugar stabilizing snack, so it definitely wouldn't have been anything that I ate or drank. Everything's going well though. I only have one more appointment after 2 weeks, and then I go to every week, which is crazy. Like, it's gone so fast this time. You know, Rev, that dog bed is for the dogs, and instead you're in the dog bed and they're over here. It was just moving. I'm gonna finally try to get it on camera for you guys. Oh, I think she might move. There you go.
Well, hello! It is actually like 9:35, and we just got home from our leadership group, you know. Rev went to Mitch and Katie's, had a blast, was not happy when we left. She's become very attached to mom. So today I'm sitting at my desk and my boss walks by and says, Ryan, and I look and he throws me a box, like a little square box. I'm like, oh, sweet. And I had no idea what it was. So I open it and it is a Rubik's Cube. And I was like, I don't know if he just got this and was like, I'll give it to Ryan, just whatever, just cause he doesn't want it. Or if he gave it to me like, hey, challenge yourself, try and figure this out. I don't know. I've never actually successfully accomplished and completed a Rubik's Cube. And actually on the Rubik's Cube website, they have like instructions on how to do it. Of course, it's not exact every time because they're general instructions that will get you to where you need to be, but it's not gonna be like, okay, this is exactly what it looks like and here's what you need to do. It's like, you need to get this certain setup and then you need to move on to this next part and then try and get this setup, and there's just like generalized instructions. So as you can see, I've almost completed it with 3 cubes left to place. A neat little challenge. Like I said, I've never been able to do it. I always attempted it and just gave up. And there were kids in my class going to school that knew how to do it, and they, like, there is a very logical way to do it. If you don't know the way to do it, it's just like, this is overwhelming, I don't know what to do. So after that long 4-minute escapade of Rubik's Cubes, how are you guys today?
It's the next day, and we didn't really film like anything yesterday. Obviously, we were at our leadership business meeting last night, and so that's why we didn't have a lot of footage. So I went on Instagram and I asked you guys really quickly for some questions, and so we're gonna answer some questions and just do like a little impromptu Q&A. So I haven't looked at these ahead of time, so I have no clue. All right, first one, what are you most excited about to have 2 kids?
To see them interact with each other.
Just seeing them grow up together and have fun. Next question. Oh, this is interesting. Can I know what education is required to become an IT programmer?
Well,
Traditionally,
you need a college degree.
Mm-hmm. Or
Yeah.
like Ryan, you need to work in a company that has IT programmers but start as something else, show that you have really good work ethic, and then they'll hire you and teach you themselves.
I mean, with a lot of, I don't know this for certain, but I've heard this before, that a lot of like smaller startup companies, they don't care about college degrees. If you have the knowledge and the ability to do the job well, and you can prove that, you'll get the job.
Yeah, and everything Ryan's learned so far has just been online.
Yeah, I mean, the course I'm taking right now is nothing.
How to use a Microsoft program.
It's extremely basic and nothing to do with what I actually do.
Question number 4. What are your plans for the future and moving or staying in Chicago? Right now things are up in the air.
Yeah, very much so.
So originally we were like, we're going to buy a house this year, and then we decided, no, we'd like to be in a better place.
Originally we were like, we're going to move in a couple years out of state.
Originally in 2017, we were going to be moving to Colorado. So we weren't going to buy a house here at all. Then we decided, okay, maybe we want our kids to just grow up here with their grandparents a little bit longer. So we were like, all right, we're going to probably be here at least 3 more years, so we'll look into buying a house. So we were like, okay, we'll buy a house this year. And then we decided, no, we'd like to be in a better place financially before we do that, so we're not going to buy a house this year. So now we're looking at finding a house to rent that has 3 bedrooms. Right now we're staying in this area, as far as we know, for at least a few more years. But I mean, that could change. We have no idea. If our parents wanted to up and move to Colorado or Utah or that area, whatever, then we might move earlier. So it's just kind of, we're going with the flow
now.
Yes. Next question is, will you be traveling in 2016?
No.
No.
As of right now, we have no plans for travel. Well, we might be going to, like, we might go see family, but that's about it.
But we don't plan to go to any YouTube functions. We were already planning not to because we're gonna buy a house. That's a big expense. And then we decided we're not buying a house, but we still want to save more money. So we're still not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, Vlogger Flare was a blast.
Yeah, and that's probably where we would have gone again this year, but
yeah,
we have to put priorities first this year.
Yep.
All right, I can answer this question. Ryan's getting lunch for us. Will you be having more children, or will you leave that up to God and his timing for your future? We are done having biological kids. As far as we are concerned right now, my connective tissue disorder has actually been a lot more difficult on me this pregnancy than with my last, and it's been so extremely different pain-wise, with like my hips popping out of place and such, that I'm not sure if my body could handle another pregnancy. That's not to say that we wouldn't decide in the future too, but it's always been our plan that we were gonna have 2 biological kids and adopt 2. So yes, we do plan to have more kids, just not biologically. And along with that, next person asks, when are you going to adopt? Do you have a timeline for when or not yet? We've always planned to start our adoption process once the kids are old enough to understand what's going on. So that, for us, probably around like 5 or 6, I would think. Yeah. Obviously, they're not going to fully understand that age, but they'll have a much bigger grasp as opposed to like that type of thing right now, obviously. So we're going to get a good baseline of our family and just kind of raising our girls together. And then once they're at an age where we can explain to them adoption and such, then we will start pursuing that route. A bunch of people asked how Ryan proposed or how we met or whatever. I will link our proposal story down below. Yeah. Get ready to watch something interesting. So yeah, and it's a really old video, so excuse us probably being a lot more awkward than we are now. I think that's all the questions we're going to answer, otherwise this video will end up being too long. So what was the question of the day?
Who do you talk to via digital communication the most?
Okay. It's probably a tie between Elle Lindquist and Brittany. Brittany. You guys, if you watch this long enough, you know who they are. I will link both their YouTube channels below. I met both of them through YouTube, and they're literally like 2 of my best friends now. So they're probably the people that I talk to the most.
I talk to Ryan Maltby.
Also a YouTuber.
Yeah. You'll see they're vloggers. You'll see their link in the description as well.
Yep.
Today's question of the day is going to be, which do you prefer to look at? A digital clock or an analog clock?
Ooh, interesting.
Just saw it on the wall and was like, hey, let's go with that.
Alrighty.
Let us know in the comments down below. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. And as always, we'll see your wonderful faces tomorrow. Bye.
Baby, stay here. I need some time to clear my mind. We both know it's a problem when you call me all the time, and I say,
yeah,
I may just need a little bit longer. Yeah, I may just need you to be stronger. If I'm not there,
You have a very good imagination. She didn't like almond joy. She threw that one away.
if I'm not there with you.
Oh, that's a rapper.